We are broken. They broke us all. And they broke us means society, systems, and social media, screens especially, fractured the most important and the most undervalued connection of them all, the connection to ourselves. And as a result, by being broken, we live fake, deluded, naive, bullshit lives. And if you're sick and tired of all of that bullshit and you want to improve yourself through truth and being held accountable, join my free community, the No Bullshit Society. The link's in the description and pinned comment below. At the end of the day, we are broken, and the reason why it's graphic and it's a warning is because this is the first step to the antidote. Stick around and I will explain to you exactly what you need to do. But first of all, let's just explore more how we are broken. So society has broken us in many different ways. And people will say, well, it was 2020 where it all went to shit. Or maybe they'll say it was 2008. Pivotal moments in history, but actually society was always meant to break us. But thanks to inflation, a cost of living and so much more, we are literally run out of juice. People are now normally working 2 to 3 jobs just to survive. People are getting themselves into debt to keep up appearances. People are choosing, and this is the most brutal thing of all, to have less children or no children at all because of the stress and the pressure and the financial output. And let's talk about the systems as well. Back in the day, you could go work for a company, the government, for 30, 40 years. You'd work your way up slowly and surely, and then you'd get a nice retirement party. They'd give you a Rolex, a watch. You have a nice, happy retirement, and you would have afforded your house on one income, etc. And Bob's your uncle. You've had a decent life and a decent retirement. But not anymore. What is the retirement age now? What is the system if not completely corrupt? And with AI now stealing and basically taking over jobs every single day, what jobs have we got left? And what exactly is a job? When you translate it, it's called just over broke, J-O-B. Okay, you're just over broke, but you're working to do what? You're killing yourself to do what? To pay the rent? To get food on the table? What if you do all of that and more? To have a vacation where you're more exhausted coming off that vacation than actually going on it. And don't even get me started on screen time. My goals for the next couple of months and especially the next year is to decrease my screen time. And that's very difficult when you run an online community, a YouTube channel, where you work with people online, considering you get notifications, DMs, emails and stuff constantly. And one of the most painful things I've noticed is how my sleep had suffered for a long, long time. Because I'd get up in the middle of the night and I'd check my phone, all the notifications, everything. And listen, I'm very fortunate to be in the position I'm in. But Jesus Christ, I'm trying to sleep. I'm in bed with my missus. I'm trying to just relax and rest to go again tomorrow. And then don't even get me started on social media. You know my thoughts on social media. You know how special and rare are the people that don't post or use social media whatsoever on a personal level. Social media has had a detrimental effect on all of our mental health. And on top of that has breeded more narcissism, more toxicity, more pain moving forward. So how has this fractured our connection to ourselves? Notice how I said connection to ourselves. I don't give a shit about other people. I know we've got certain relationships and we've got certain family and certain things. But what about the connection to ourselves? Well, back in the 90s, as I was born late 80s, as a kid, the world felt more hopeful to me then. Things made more sense. And connection was so beautiful with other people, but also with ourselves. If we wanted to figure something out, we would do it. If we wanted to motivate ourselves, we would do it. And if you wanted to research, you'd go to the bloody library to find out. And if you were lucky, you'd have dial-up internet. But regardless, the time I spent on my own. The way my imagination worked as a child and even as a young teenager as well was different. And then everything shifted. I felt something very uncomfortable when mobile phones came along. And then social media even more so. And then when 2020 and the world that we live in now, it fractured the connection to ourselves and to me. And on top of that, I was in a toxic relationship. I associated with toxic people and I didn't know who I was. You see, if we don't know who we are, how can we unapologetically own who we are? And how can we actually break free from all of these things fracturing us, destroying our mental health, destroying our confidence? If you ask any young person in college or even in high school, the amount of young people on medication for their anxiety, their depression, their trauma is astounding. In fact, how many people do you know that are not on meds? Okay, let's go one step further. So many people smoke weed, and I know there's reasons to do so and it calms you down, whatever, but you never used to smoke weed. Why are you doing it now? To calm yourself down. Why are you drinking more than ever before? To calm yourself down, to escape from the madness. Why are you smoking? Why are you gambling? As a former addict myself, I get it. The society, the systems, the screens, the social media, the fractured connection to myself led me to destroying my finances through a gambling addiction of 14 years. Led me to overeating and crap as well. Led me to being in relationships and having friendships that were fracturing me. But luckily, just before 2020, I learned the power of walking away. I cut ties from many people. I ended a toxic relationship and I managed to reconnect to myself. These things, society, etc., broke you so you don't figure it out. And you don't also figure yourself out. By figuring yourself out, you realize the following. Society is broken. You realize the system is broken. You realize that screen time is bullshit. You realize social media is even larger bullshit. You start taking your rose-tinted glasses off and start seeing people for who they truly, really are. And start questioning, do I want to tolerate the nonsense, the disrespect, the narcissism any longer? Do I deserve better? There's got to be something more to life. You see, when you're connected to yourself, all these answers, all these epiphanies come to you. Hence why you watch these videos. And it doesn't matter what age you are or where you're from. You are never broken. And trust me, society, the wrong people, social media, these dopamine addictions, these recreational drugs, including alcohol, weed, etc., push you to the point that it was going to break you. And when you're broken, there is no going back. There is debt, there is despair, there is depression, there is rock bottom emotionally, physically, and spiritually as well. So when that all compounds and we have no idea who we are, what do? Well, we might go down the route of spirituality, which certainly helps in saving our soul, but then leads to emotional avoidance. I can't see anything negative. I can't do this. I must be positive all the time. That's delusion, and that will burn very quickly and lead you to further mental burnout and despair. Oh, okay, well, I'll just wallow in self-pity and become a doomer. Great. Now you're purposely negative. You blame everything and everyone else for your problems and still don't take accountability. And here's the great thing about that as well. You still don't know who the F you are. So which one is it? Well, I can't be spiritual. I can't be a doomer. Oh, what am I supposed to do? Just be broken? No. You need an antidote. And most people, 99% of people, won't even make it this far into this video. And won't even understand what the hell I've been saying. And will call me negative. Will call me all of the names under the sun. Abuse me. That's fine. This video is not for you. But for those who made it this far, the antidote is the following. Firstly, conscious disconnection. We have been overloaded, overstimulated, overworked, overindulged. Over the past couple of years especially. You want food, it comes to you. You want to watch adult content, you go to that. You want to do X, Y, and Z, you know the drill. We need to disconnect and For me, when I learnt the power of walking away, not only did I walk away from that relationship and those people, I walked away from a lot of other bullshit. I disconnected from society. I disconnected from people. I disconnected from a lot of ideas, a lot of old age thinking, you name it. And the antidote was connection to me. I finally owned and figured out who I was after 32 years. And the next thing is a very underrated one. It's nature. Just by taking a walk in nature, without listening to a podcast, without looking at your phone, without another person even. And it doesn't need to be something scenic, the Rocky Mountains or a national park. It could be just a little quiet stream. It could be a little forest. It could be somewhere where you are around Mother Nature. And that's not hippy-dippy bullshit. That is life at its purest. It's not life trying to force feed you an agenda. It's not people trying to tell you stuff. It's just the sounds of birds, the scurrying around of a squirrel, a dog walking and joyfully happy out to be free. You are free. There's no bullshit there. And I don't give a shit if it's fall, winter, spring, summer. The effects and the oxygen from the trees and nature as well will do you the world of good. And you take a deep breath and sigh out and think, holy shit. I don't need to work that hard. I don't need to do this. I don't need to follow this nonsense anymore. Which leads to the greatest of them all, your self-reclamation. You are reclaiming yourself. You are owning yourself after being lost for a very long time. I don't care how it happened. I don't know why it happened. We can make sense of that for sure. But by reclaiming who you really, truly are when no one's looking, when no one is even paying attention, is the most beautiful thing ever. For years, even on this channel, I refused to show my face because I couldn't own who I was. And then I finally did. And unironically, I've had the most growth, helped the most people, connected with them, and built a community of people seeking truth, not conspiracy theories, not doomer nonsense, not the blame game, being held accountable through their truth and so much more. There are 600 plus like-minded people on this beautiful journey. Join them today in the No Bullshit Society for free. The link's in the description and pinned comment below. You are not broken. I know they've broken us, and I know we feel like we're broken. But like I said, what's the antidote? Conscious disconnection. Take a walk out in nature and reclaim who you were always, always destined to be.